It be me and Timothy. I can't stand the rain. It's my window. I can't stand the rain. I'm just setting a tone for, Missy Misdemeanor Elliot.
Oh. Okay, stop.
All right, let's do it.
I'm having too much fun.
Let's get it cracking.
What's going on, world? Welcome to episode 52 of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast with your boys Peter,
Yo.
Mohammed,
Yo.
and myself, Yemi. Another day, another pod, lads. How we doing?
Very well, man. Sun's out.
You don't want to finish
Sun's
off?
out.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, I'm feeling good though, man. It's nice to just be back in it.
Yeah, back again with another pod. Mohammed, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm chilling. Like you said, it's first time for a bit of sun. Hopefully it lasts. And we're moving it.
It's definitely not going to last.
I heard it's going to be a good summer.
I hope so.
That's what the streets are saying.
It's been the wettest summer so far. It was like the wettest May on record.
Yeah, but it's gearing up for June 21st. I'm telling you, it's all going to go hand in hand. You might not see the vision. I'm telling you, is it June 21st?
What's the vision?
June 21st.
Yeah, so what's going to happen? I'm telling you, the sun's going to start coming out as the lockdown finishes. And then it's just going to be a hell-bound summer.
For why they for
Them
what?
2 months and change is going to be disgusting.
Bare sin.
Bro, it's going to be STD ridden
Oh
of
my
Shoreditch
God.
High Street.
Yeah, everyone needs just get tested, please.
So what, are you partaking in these activities?
No, hell no, man. I'm Muslim.
No, that weren't the one.
Which one did
Which
you
one
want?
we doing?
I wanted tumbleweed.
Nah, relax. That was a good joke. That was a good... We're not
No.
doing that.
No, that's not really tumbleweed though, is it?
That's a concept we've
That's,
got.
that's crickets.
Is that cricket?
Yeah,
It's crickets.
Okay, that'll do.
Didn't have tumbleweed.
No, I'm definitely not partaking. It's just from afar, I'm going to watch the
I
mess.
feel you.
From afar.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be disgusting.
From afar.
It's not going to be from afar. It's
gonna
going to
be
be.
from
It's
afar.
going to be very close. They could be on the other side of the road, just preying.
There we go.
But that's still close. It's not far.
Yeah, but I'm going to be preying from the outside.
Yeah,
Just
right.
watching the nasty... No, it's going to be this. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great summer. The Euros are coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing, man.
Be a lot to do for sure.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm hungover. Can't lie. Had a big one yesterday, but
Oh, for real?
yeah, but we move. Managed to make it here.
Champions League final drinks or just chilling drinks?
It was a mixture. So it was Champions League final drinks, and I was out with the missus as well, with her friends during the day. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. From like drinking nonstop from like 3 p.m. to about 2 a.m. It was a lot.
That's a different kind of liver.
That's crazy, man.
But here we are.
I've different kind of liver. I say 3 p.m. to 2 a.m.
But you know Yemi's alcoholic though, isn't it?
But also, I haven't done anything like that in a while. So,
I mean, so he can do that.
you know,
Part and parcel, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
we move.
Hey,
It is what it
man.
is. But
Did
thank
you watch
you.
the final?
I did. Man City versus Chelsea. Chelsea outsmarted City.
I was so happy, man.
I wasn't happy.
Fuming.
I wanted City to win because I didn't want Chelsea to win. But
I was fuming.
City offered nothing.
I just wanted Pep to lose.
Fair.
Yeah, it's because you're a hater. But
That's fine.
no, I was angry, but we're moving. I was very angry though.
They played it right though.
Yeah, just Werner. Once they move Werner, they'll be amazing.
No, I think Werner's a good squad player to have.
Yeah, I just mean at the starting lineup.
It's his first season. Give
Bro,
him a chance, man.
Anyone else is scoring them goals. You could have wrapped up the final.
They won, so.
He still had a good season though.
Did he?
Yeah, like 16, 17 goals, double figures of assists. Like he had a good season.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah.
Just wasn't amazing by the standards that he brought to the club.
Yeah.
They move.
And I heard he's scared of fans, so it's only going to get worse.
He's scared of fans.
He's got an ear problem when it comes to loud noise.
Are you being for real?
I swear to God, Werner's got a problem with loud noise. You could Google it.
Interesting.
So now come Anfield, he can't score. No fans there. What's he going to do with 45,000?
So what does he do when he's on the pitch? Does he put earplugs or
Yeah, I
something?
don't know what he does. I just know he's got a severe ear problem. So when it's very loud noise, he can't hack it as much.
Interesting.
So when he plays a big stadium, he going to cry in the car.
Good one. Cool. Well, shout out to Timo Werner. And shout out to, actually don't shout out to Chelsea. No need to do that. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening to another episode. Thank you to our YouTube listenership, our Spotify listenership, our Apple Podcast listenership, and our SoundCloud listenership. Thank you once again. So we're just going to get straight into it. Lads, what have you been listening to this week?
I'll go first. I've been listening to quite a bit since the last podcast. Anyway, I'm still listening to J. Cole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew you were going to react like that. That's why I laughed before saying it. But
okay.
J. Cole, Matt Commy's "Pray for Haiti" album, which I really liked.
Enjoyed.
I've been listening to Wizkid, Made in Lagos. I've been listening to Curtis Mayfield's Superfly album. What else? Michelle Ndegeocello. She's got an album, I believe, called Woman, if I'm not mistaken. Great album.
So what was her name again?
Michelle Ndegeocello.
Mouthful.
Yeah, dope though. She's amazing. Listening to Donnell Jones, Where I Want to Be album.
Very you.
This morning I was cleaning to Jodeci.
Very you.
And a bit of Sway Lee.
Sway Lee, yeah.
That's different.
A bit of Sway Lee.
Okay. Thoughts?
Dope. Yeah, I like Sway Lee, man. By himself, not the other Don in Ray Shrimmer, but I like Sway Lee.
What's that one's name?
Jimmy.
Slim Jimmy. There might be hope for Peter yet when it comes to the new school.
No, there's not.
But he's not really new school, though, is he?
I mean, he's newer than what you're used to.
I suppose.
Yeah, he was born after 2000.
I listen to current music. Don't do that. And don't look at me like that.
There's hope for you yet. That's not a bad thing
But
to say.
I don't want there to be hope for me. How about that?
See, here they go. And that's why I say there's hope for you yet.
No, I don't want there to be hope. I don't want to like who all you man like. Like, keep them over there. Because a lot of
different.
them,
Different.
you man are losing.
He wants to be special.
Oh, different.
Don't pigeonhole me.
No, I just don't enjoy a lot of what you man enjoy.
That's respectable.
I mean, fair.
Do you know what I mean? So,
There's no pressure.
yeah.
But I don't even like Sway Lee, so
Okay, but you listen to Ray Shrimmer though, right?
no.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Ear drummers backwards. No, thank you.
All right, cool.
So, yeah. Mohammed, what you been listening to?
So what it is?
Yeah.
Ear drummers.
Mm-hmm.
Backwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb as their music. That's a great job. I ain't been listening to too much music. Obviously, you might know why, but kind of why. I've been listening to Jeezy. I listened to Fug Motivation 101 quite a bit and 102. Also going to Aska. I meant to catch the DMX album, never done it. So that's pending.
You ain't listen to the X album?
Not yet.
That's not what you were saying before the mics got turned on.
No, I told you I haven't, but the review, what the streets are saying, I told you.
So what the street said?
The streets say that they want to scrap with Swiss Beats.
Oh, really?
Yo, the streets are asking Swiss Beats for a 101. The streets are saying, yo, Swiss Beats might have been flagrant with his album.
I ain't heard it.
Yo, the streets are telling me Swiss Beats.
I mean,
yo.
I wasn't going. I don't have any plans to listen to it. The last DMX album I listened to was back in 2001, The Great Depression. That was the last X album I heard, and I can leave it there.
I was trying to listen
Do you know
to
what I
X's
mean?
album, but from what I'm hearing, it's...
Well, I
I
actually listened to it.
checked out the Jay and Nas tune,
Oh, have you?
which was cool.
Did Jay have a bar about Kardashians, by the way?
Yeah. When I heard that, I knew that there was going to be some sort of uproar, man. I was like,
Did he have a Kardashians bar?
yeah,
What was it?
something, find me, be my Kardashian, something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Someone said it sounded like it was Blueprint 3 era, Jay.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a new verse.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Didn't
real?
sound like it at all.
Could have been done time ago.
Yeah.
Probably was. I mean, I listened to the album while I was hoovering.
What's it saying?
It's decent. Clearly, a lot of stuff was added on after.
Does Swiss Beats need to come outside?
I mean, I think production-wise, it was good.
Oh, for
I think the production kept it interesting. I don't know what people are saying when it comes to they want to scrap with Swizz. He did the best he could.
Why do you think things were added after?
I just think it was a post-production thing. Like, they were making an album and maybe the direction might have changed after he passed, but it just seemed like there was a lot of stuff added on, and X's lyrics weren't necessarily the most like detailed or whatever. It was just very, very surface level X. So it did feel a bit stitched together, but it's not the worst posthumous album I've heard.
What do you mean surface level X?
As in the roaring, the gun talk, that kind of stuff. Lyrically.
Did it sound dated?
Little
You
bit.
said Jay first.
A little bit. It did sound a bit dated. But overall, listening wise, it was decent. I think my favorite tunes were the ones with Griselda, the ones with the one with the locks, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. After a while, it kind of just got worse, but we move. But yeah, I think Swizz did all right. Did a good job. Did a good enough job anyway, for what it was. But yeah, as you were.
Yeah, no, that's all I've been listening to. The X is the one. I just been listening to Cole again, obviously. The X one is the one I need to keep up with. But once I saw what the streets were saying, I thought, let me leave it alone for a bit.
I mean, the streets will never be satisfied.
They won't, innit?
No.
The streets are never happy.
But are these the actual streets or the internet streets?
Oh, these are the internet streets.
Okay, yeah, we got to separate
these. These are outside. But this is, how can I put it? This is what the Twitter version of outside would be.
But wait,
Yes,
is Twitter and IG the new like streets?
basically.
Yeah, because it's like, depending on who you follow as well, innit?
They've been the new streets.
Now, the people I follow they know what they're talking about. So it's not like I'm getting it from
Yeah, all you have to do is
generic
type in
people, yeah.
DMX on Twitter and you'll see people's opinion, or Swizz, or if it's trending or whatever, then you'll see people's opinion. So that's pretty much.
And from what I've seen, they want 5 minutes. Don't blame me. Blame Swiss Beats.
It's not an album I'll be returning to, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, but that's all I've been listening to anyway.
Fair enough.
What about you besides X?
Well, besides X, been listening to Matt Comey. That was the first Matt Comey project I ever listened to.
Oh
and
man,
quite enjoyed it.
that's surprising.
Well, I mean, you were big on him for a minute, and it was always on my list, but never got around to it. And then I saw the artwork, and I was like, yeah, I got to listen to this one. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, very, 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 very enjoyable. Bars, production, all of it. Really, just a good rap album. Also listened to Sons of Kemet, Black to the Future. Sons of Kemet are a UK jazz quartet, I want to say, which is really good. It's not as good as their last album that was nominated for the Mercury, but it's still decent, still strong. Standout track, the one with DWE. DWE over jazz is something I didn't know I needed, but it was really good. And other than that, just a few Lucy's. Conway, The Machine, La Maquina, listened to that as well, which was cool. It's not the best Conway album I've heard or project, but it's up there. So yeah, I've been light on that, to be honest. Other than that, just like beat tapes and instrumentals, really. So that's pretty much me. Let's move on now to the subject of today's episode, and it's going to be on an icon. It's going to be on a woman artist that very much has her own like legacy in hip hop. Some would say she changed the game. Some would say she's one of the best at what she does.
Facts.
Some would say she's just a GOAT, period.
Facts.
So we're going to be, so today we're going to be talking about the one and only Missy Misdemeanor Elliot. We're going to be talking about her genius, what makes her, just an overall appreciation episode for an artist who definitely deserves all the flowers in the world. Now, when you think of Missy Elliot, a couple words might pop up. Fearless, innovative, colourful, charismatic, hit factory, because
Hits.
hella hits, pioneer, legend, empowering, important. Just a couple of the words that come up when I think of Missy. But boys, I guess the floor is open now for us to just discuss like what makes Missy so great, what makes her so amazing, what makes her a legend.
When did you, man, first get into Missy? What was your first memory?
Mine was the Soccer to Me video. Never seen anything like it. Cartoony, mad. Basically looked like an episode of whatever was on Cartoon Network that day, so, back in them days. So from then, I just loved it. I didn't care that she was a woman. I didn't care that she was, bigger than the standard that you would see back in the day. The music grabbed me. The visuals grabbed me. All of that. So I'll probably say, that was like 97, 98?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mine would be I Can't Stand the Rain because my sister. Just massive. My sister was a massive fan of Missy. So obviously I was young. I was like, 6, 7. And then my sister, I remember bringing it was a CD and she was just on loop, like consistently on loop. So that was my first, I guess, introduction to Missy. And it took me a while to appreciate the greatness. I wasn't overnight with it, but I'll get into it the more I talk. What about you? I guess that's
yeah, probably I Can't Stand the Rain, man. That tune, it still makes me smile every time I watch it, man.
It brings it back to a good place,
and
isn't it?
it still sounds so like amazing and fresh. And like it was released in 97, 98, innit? So the fact that it still sounds great is like, yeah, man, it's credence to, her genius as well, and Timberland as well. But yeah, Missy's always been special, man. Like even when I was young, and I couldn't quite figure out why I was so drawn to her music and her sound. And there's something in that as a young child, like there's just something. I think it's a bit mad that you're still drawn to like just particular type of sound. And there's just something in the earlier music that her and Timbaland were making together that, I don't know, man, it just was connecting. I was always excited to listen to her music and watch her videos.
Yeah, man, I just feel like I agree with you as far as like musically, it still sounds so fresh. Even though like back then, hip hop was very much like, it was the boom bap era. It was, East Coast, West Coast, G-Funk sort of thing. Missy and Timbaland came through with something that you couldn't really categorize. You couldn't really define it. All you could say now with hindsight is that it was fresh, it was innovative, it was stylish, it was colorful sort of thing, and it still holds up. You could put it up next to anything today, like next to the greats of production, and it would still stick out, like in a good way. And yeah, it just speaks to how talented and innovative those guys are. There's no one. I don't think anyone who was in hip hop at the time was like Missy. And I don't think there's anyone.
I don't think we've seen anyone since.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there was anyone like her before or since. So, yeah, man, she's one of a kind for sure.
I feel like she might have been one of the earliest examples for me in creativity with using your voice other than just barring. Like her and Busta, I feel like they were some of my earliest memories of they were just doing different things with their flows and the words that they were choosing to use as well. It weren't just like, traditional bar heavy stuff. It was like, she'll be like, hee ha ha. And,
yeah, you know what I mean? They're one of the
like,
first people to kind of break character, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Of what, I guess, like, the WWE thing when it's like breaking kayfabe. Is it kayfabe?
Yeah. Kayfabe, yeah.
When it's like you're breaking off what a character's meant to be. And we all had a structure of what a female rapper is. And she literally, it's not an understatement, she came and broke down whatever barrier had from, whether it's production, because I don't think any female rapper was producing up until, did any produce up until that point?
I don't know.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So from the music videos to the bars to the production, at every angle you can look at, she flipped it on his head. Do you know what I mean? She wasn't happy to just play the role. And I guess, supposedly the backstory is of the first album, none of them looked at whatever was out at the time. And none of them had any radios, or because there was a few of them, it was Genuine. They were all, what was it called?
Yeah, they were part of a collective called the Swing Mob. Basically, and I said I was listening to Jodeci, but Devontae Swing, who was he's like the main producer for Jodeci, he was in the group as well. He started a group called the Swing Mob in his basement, and it consisted of Genuine, Missy, Timbaland, Tweet,
Magoo,
Static.
It's not bad to do this to Magoo.
Was Magoo in there?
Magoo was in there.
Magoo was in there. Static Major. I think Stevie J might have been a part.
Stevie
of that
J
as
was
well.
in there. Stevie J was in there. Stevie J.
So all of them kind of honed their skills under his wing, and then I think they were kind of frustrated at the lack of opportunity and the lack of a push that they were getting from Devontae. So Missy and Timbaland were like, we're gonna go our own way.
Was this before any of their careers got going?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but they still used the kind of the formula of not looking at what's around. That kind of, I guess, helped her, because when you don't know what's popping, it's kind
so you're not influenced.
You're not influenced. You've got your own free base.
Yeah, you're in your own bubble.
Yeah, so it's like, and Missy didn't want to be an artist. She was just like, she done an album in 2 weeks. The first one on some, I don't want to be an artist thing, but I guess because she didn't hear what was out and she doesn't know any better. I guess because she didn't know any better, I don't think she even knew what she was doing at the time. And the way it came out and the way it changed the landscape of everything. Do you know what I mean? I don't think, when you're in the time, you don't know what you're doing. I think with her first album, it was so groundbreaking. That's like, you can't go nowhere. You have to.
Her journey was great. Her journey was great because initially she was a singer. She was in a group called, I want to say Sister. She was in an R&B group called Sister. So she was initially a singer. And then there were issues with that group because she was constantly painted as, the bigger one because all the other girls were slimmer than her. So, and I think she might have been the darkest as far as complexion as well. So there were issues with that. So she broke away from that group, and then that's when she decided, I'm gonna do this solo thing.
But yeah, I didn't really know that much about her origin story to begin with. I just really messed with her just because of the kind of music she was putting out, and her and Timbaland made it very clear how important the artist-producer partnership can be in rap, especially when you're introducing a new artist. Because not only was it an introduction, her first album to Missy, it was also an introduction to Timbaland at large as well, and that's a partnership that obviously has flourished and since then, and it's a very good indication of it on the first album. what's the name of the first album again?
Super Duper Fly.
Super Duper Fly.
Super Duper Fly.
So you want to sing it as well? Can't.
How can I help it, man?
Yeah.
Say it twice, innit?
Yeah, Missy is also really, really important as well, just from a woman rap perspective, because obviously she did come out at a time when woman rap was becoming more sexualized. It was becoming more visual in that respect and appealing to, you know, more sultry, more, you know, adult themes. And not only did Missy kind of embrace that in her music, she also kind of flipped the script in a sense, because she wasn't necessarily using her sexuality to sell records or to make music. She, not only was she able to just be herself, as well as doing all the hee and all that stuff. Clearly her personality is bleeding through into the music, but when she wanted to be sexy or she wanted to, you know, talk about that sort of stuff, she would, and she'd do it like great, like, you know, in a way that anybody else could do and better, sort of thing. So she wasn't a one-trick pony by any stretch of the imagination. She was a full, like, artist in that respect.
But with saying that though, do you feel like she, like with the sexual stuff, because Missy's lyrics are quite sexual.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Missy's a freak.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to keep it a buck,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Fully.
So, and you hear that in the music, but do you feel like it didn't come across tacky because of how she did
I
it?
think
Why do you
how
think
she-
that is? Because I feel like there are other MCs that did the same thing that get a bit more stick. But Missy, she never really got stick for that.
I think it's the music video, the way because the music video wasn't obviously sexualized as well. So when the music video is not over, and it's a lot of play on, a lot of music videos are plays, and it was like not plays on stuff, but like as in it was over the top, if that makes sense. And it wasn't so focused on
Just
whatever the sexual
aspect.
stuff she says as well.
Yeah.
And I think that plays a major part, and also the way she does it. If she's joking about with it, or if she's talking about sex and the next 4 bars is kind of mocking whatever, just mocking something, it's like it's a play on it. It's not, that's not your only avenue. Whereas I think at the time where it was maybe their only avenue of what they were rapping about. Do you know what I mean? So because it's not your only lane, I guess people appreciate it in a different aspect to how what was going on at the time and what's going on now, I guess, to a certain degree.
And it's kind of new. It's a woman who, you know, is bigger than, you know, the women that we're used to in rap, just talking about that sort of stuff. It was new. Like no one was used to it. And I guess she did it in a way that was creative and entertaining, that, you know, it passed as, you know, people accepting it. And obviously with that whole sexualized rap stuff, after a while, it can get a bit old.
Yeah.
Like there's only finite ways of, you know, expressing how sexy you think you are, you know, getting a Birkin bag here, or, you know, all that stuff. Whereas with Missy, you know, songs like 1 Minute Man, or, you know, Get Your Freak On and stuff, all very entertaining and all very like different in their own way. So she found ways to flip it at every time. And along with the music, along with the visuals, the complete package of it all just made it all that more great in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like on the like photography aspect, on like the videography aspect, she changed like music. I can't remember what music videos looked like before her, but I remember what they looked like after her. And I just feel like there was just the bravery in being able to like not be afraid to show her character through her music videos. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was really dope and really like, man, brave. Because it's not easy, man.
Yeah.
It don't look easy, especially what she was doing. A lot of the stuff she was doing was quite like out there. Do you know what I mean? Like even with Can't Stand the Rain video, where she's like in an inflatable bin bag.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You never really saw that before that. But she was brave enough to take that chance and do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, you can see like the influences like within the music industry, just across the culture, not just with rap or R&B, just music videos full stop after that point.
100%. I think her music videos are movies. Like the early ones, even the ones like Work It that are kind of more traditional, even those, and Gossip Folks, even those, like they tell a story, they're grand in there in how
Everything's over the top, it's so large.
Yeah, in a sense, but not in a way that it's too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always a thing where they always get that perfect balance. And again, man, Missy creatively was just on another level that a lot of people haven't been able to see. Like she got like the Video Vanguard Award for the MTV Music Awards recently. Like I think a couple years ago. I mean, that's just testament, bro. Like she's up there with the likes of like Kanye, Michael Jackson, for people that get those kinds of awards.
That's the Michael Jackson Award.
Yeah.
It's called the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Isn't she in the Songwriter Hall of Fame as well?
yeah.
And I think there's only like 5 rappers in there. Period.
Yeah.
or like 5-6 rappers in there. So it's like just bigger than just a female rapper, quote unquote.
And that's another thing that people might not necessarily appreciate as much. The fact that she was very nice.
Do you think people take that away from her? How nice she was.
Lyrically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of how great every other aspect of the package was.
Yeah.
Especially the music videos. When you, for me anyway, when I was listening to the music and it had a music video, I was so fascinated by the music video that sometimes I may overlook the actual tunes. Do you know what I mean? Because the music videos were just so amazing. I was listening to, I was watching She's a Bee, and bro, she had I feel like she might have had some sort of like Cyclops thing on her face, bro. Like the Star Wars type of like glasses type thing. Do you know what I mean? So, I just never really saw that. Just little things like that. And just like, she could dance too. Like she was light on her feet. For a bigger woman, like she was light on her feet. And that's another thing that was quite important with her music as well. It was very like body positive. And it made a lot of women be comfortable in being themselves. And not even just women, just like artists. You can like present yourself as you are. Do you know what I mean? And be okay with it, because someone like Missy was comfortable enough to do that. She never allowed herself to be boxed in by the music industry at all. And, we know what the music industry tries to push in our faces as, the image. But she weren't, even back then, she weren't having none of that. Do you know what I mean? And that's why artists like her are important. And that's why discussions like this are important too, just so that like the young folks that are listening to this as well, will, if they don't know about Missy Elliot, they'll go and check her out as well and really do the history. It's really important. Like, it's good that we're kind of having this chat as well.
100%, man. And even on that tip, as far as like what the industry kind of tries to put out there when it comes to like image and when it comes to, especially in the field of women where there can only be one woman on top, or, pitting other women against each other. She embraced everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Like everyone from like Leah, The Brat, Lil' Kim, Foxy, like
Even Keisha Cole.
Even Keisha Cole. Like she wrote for Keisha Cole, and that's another thing.
Not like even Keisha Cole, but like, as in he named everyone from before.
Nah, it's even Keisha Cole.
As in, because he named the past lives.
Wait,
I'm not going to shit on Keisha.
Why is it even Keisha Cole?
Keisha Cole should give me a thing. I should have cheated. So I'm not about to shit on her.
What's wrong with Keisha Cole?
Nothing wrong with Keisha Cole, but next to those guys,
yeah, that's why I said even Keisha Cole, because you said you said Aaliyah, man. Like,
leave Keisha Cole.
No, but once she
don't look at me, bro. I didn't say anything.
But you get what I mean, though, innit?
I get what you're saying.
As in, she's done the past lives, and you still got people like Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
The relevancy's never wavered.
Yeah.
And I've got a question for you guys, though.
Yeah, go on.
In terms of, so you guys know what I say when I say a 1-2 punch, right?
Yeah.
But for the listeners, explain what you mean.
So like a 1-2 punch in basketball essentially means that when two great people pair up together, what they do, i.e. Kobe, Shaq, LeBron, D Wade. As a 1-2 punch with Timbo and Missy, where does it rank amongst the GOATs of 1-2 punches? Like one artist, one producer that's always kind of been around each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, probably for me, probably top 5. Probably top 5, man. I don't know many other 1-2 punch combinations that are better than those two.
Yeah. When we came out on the topic, I was just thinking that I don't know how many I can name.
Because you have to also understand that, like, we're talking about Missy's catalogue, just her catalogue, but that 1-2 punch kind of permeates through so many different other artists, bro. Like that One in a Million album, they
done all of it.
Those are all them. What other tunes?
Jasmine Sullivan, a few.
Jasmine Sully's,
Monica,
her too, Monica. Do you know what I mean? So
Tim Magoo. It's true. It's true though. Were they not on the Tim and Magoo album?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro. Yeah. Shout out
to Magoo, innit? Shout out to
Magoo.
Magoo. But yeah, would you say top 5 as well?
I'll probably say top 5 as well. I'm trying to think of other ones, because you could say like the thing with those two, they've got so much work out there, just as an artist and a producer, rather than a group that is an artist and a producer.
Yeah.
So when you consider that and you put that into consideration, I'm probably outside of that, maybe like J and Ye, but maybe the work isn't as vast.
I don't even know if I do J and Ye. I'm not sure.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
I mean, you could.
Because I don't know if Ye's the best producer that has worked with Jay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I hear you, but for argument's sake, it might be.
And did they have enough of a catalogue, if that makes sense?
Well, that's the thing. And that's what I'm trying to think.
Oh, no, the catalogue's there.
No, but even what they've done, like you said, for example, even what they've done away from just each other is so vast with Timbo and Missy's done with just other people as well is so fast that you've got to find a crazy combination to kind of be talking to them. And the only people that can, we're gonna have to start getting into groups, and then obviously then it gets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yeah,
it's definitely up there. Top 5, 100%.
Puff and Mace.
Puff and Mace.
Top 5, yeah. 10 out of 10 timing. 10 out of 10 timing.
Anyway, but yeah, man, Missy. I think her catalogue as well, because again, hits after hits after hits. Like she always kept it hit. I was looking through her catalogue. Every album that she's dropped, last album she dropped was in 2005, the Cookbook, I believe.
Yeah.
Every album has got at least 2 or 3 hits, and that's not easy to do. Like anything she touched turned into gold.
She had a more recent album.
Was it EP album?
No, it was the EP.
Was that an EP?
EP, yeah.
An EP.
She hasn't released an album since. She had a greatest. She had one after the greatest hits, but that was her last album, official album, Cookbook one.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because even when you look at when Missy kind of stopped making music, because obviously I think she get ill and yeah. So it's like she still left the game at the top. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we forget how good Missy was.
Yeah,
at the peak of her powers when she left. It's not like she kind of dwindled down or anything like that. She got ill and stopped making music, and this was at the peak of her power. So even what she could have gone on to do is crazy when you think about it like that. Because we appreciate what she'd done. Even what she could have gone on to do is mad. Like you don't get that with artists. It's so rare.
And that original run that she had from like 97 to 2005 is up there with one of the best like rapper scene. Just in terms of everything.
It's hands down the best female run I've seen, and it's up there with runs. Period.
On that point, though, you know how we get onto female rappers, particularly about not writing their own shit. I think it's even reason why like Missy is even greater, because not only was she penning all her shit.
Bro, you had me
herself,
scared for a second. I thought he was about to tell me Missy's got ghostwriter.
Nah, come on.
No, it's the way you.
Nah.
Yo, sorry, it's just the way you laid that up.
And it's where he stares at you as well.
Bro, no. Honestly, did you see my face? Because this guy went, you know what we need? You know when we talk about female and the right? I'm looking at this guy. Where's he about to go?
Yeah, no, because we get onto female MCs that don't pen their own shit. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Because it's probably a bit more prominent than the males not writing their own shit. But I mean, Missy penned her own shit and penned other shit for other people too. So.
And wrote music.
She penned 1 in a Million. She penned for Sierra, Monica, Genuine, Mary J, even Keisha Cole.
Don't do that.
That was a nice one. But,
yeah, man. So even like big up even more.
Is she hands down a female goat?
For me,
let's not even do that. I don't even want to say female goat.
No,
is she a goat? Full stop.
She's definitely a goat.
yes and yes.
Then we don't need to separate.
But
because based on our criteria, us three, then that goes without saying.
But there's always going to be a female and a male goat in there.
Yeah, of course.
There's always going to be, whether we want to admit it or not.
She's the greatest.
She's a goat. Period. But I'm just saying, as female rappers go, is she the GOAT?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
100% she is.
Yes.
And there might be rappers, female rappers that might be better lyrically, but they don't necessarily have the whole package like she does.
I don't think anyone comes close to having the full package as she did. I'm talking about
way.
everything from the bars to the. Do you know how hard it is for rap? I can't think of male just rappers. Period.
Yeah.
Because this is a perfect context. Actually, we were just giving flack for Cole producing all of his shit, and he's not sounding right. Do you know what I mean?
This guy's gonna find a way to sneak Cole into the conversation.
No, don't do that. But do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're
and
saying.
then when Missy's done that, like obviously she had Timbo, but production was there, the bars was there, the video was there. So it's like it shows you how rare it is that someone can do all 3-4 things.
After the first album, though, they were co-producing a lot of the shit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just Timbo just giving her.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So that shows you how hard it is and how rare it is. You don't hit when you do that. It's very rare someone consistently hits when they're spearing their own shit.
I think she co-produced Ugly, Bubba Sparks, with Timbo.
I mean, it sounds like it could be.
Which?
But I don't know that for sure.
I think she did. Okay. But if she did, I mean, again, it just speaks to the talent because that beat is crazy. Yeah. Like a lot of these beats, even though obviously they borrow from the Timberland tree, they also carry that Missy essence. They're fun, they're bouncy, all of that stuff. She embraces all of that stuff. Like when it comes to the dancing, there's just next level dancing in her videos. She embraces it all, man, and she's not afraid to be vulnerable. As much as she talks about the sex talk and body positivity, she's not afraid to be vulnerable. Like "Beat Me 911" is a very common example of that. Like she's vulnerable in that tune, so she very much captures the human experience at all times throughout her music in a way that, again, is very admirable because she keeps it fun, but she can also keep it kind of sad, but also still keeping it kind of fun. So, yeah, man, she's a chameleon, man. She can adapt to everything, and she could give a lot of people these days a run for their money because they come from her.
100%.
You know, Diddy wanted to sign in 96, just a fun fact.
Say that again?
Diddy wanted to sign Missy in 96.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She made a good decision there.
Thank God, innit?
Yeah, I think because she was writing some songs for Jodeci.
Yeah. And then he wanted to sign and then she didn't sign to him, and I think her and Timbo went to another record. Thank God she didn't. Would have got paid a centilla, allegedly.
Plus, what would a flipping Missy Elliot album on Bad Boy sound like?
Exactly what we got.
Take that,
You
take
reckon?
that.
Yeah, I think Puff will let her do her thing.
You think so?
Yeah, they were working quite closely. That people don't know that she was uncredited on the Benjamins.
Yeah.
She's on the vocal arrangement.
Okay.
So she might have been responsible for Stars P not being on it.
Why are you doing that?
She might be like, yo, Sheik, I like your verse. Jada, I like your verse. Stars, nah, sorry, my next one, innit? And then she let the other man in it.
No, honestly, you deserve that. You deserve that. You deserve that.
Well, Missy deserves that.
No,
Applause.
both of them. For you to get that.
So, I mean,
No,
yeah.
that's interesting. I didn't even know that. See, again, like, she's just, her fingers in a lot of pies, man. And it has been from day one. Like, people don't necessarily deep just how embedded her influence is when it comes to like songs or even just like the sort of artists that we see today. Like, people get their colorfulness, their eccentricness, they get that from Missy. You know what I'm saying? So just for that, like, and for influencing a generation, not just of fans, but of artists, you know, commentators, music video directors, producers, all that stuff. Like, yeah, man, she's amazing. She's definitely amazing. What are some of your guys' favorite all-time Missy tracks?
she's a bitch.
So you said she's a B to begin with.
Yeah, like you're
and then you whispered, bitch.
Yeah, because I wanted to say it, but then I
Just say it, bro.
should I just say it?
Yeah.
That's the name of the tune, isn't it? So I'm not calling anyone a bitch.
Oh my God.
But yeah, She's a Bitch by Missy. It's one of my favorite songs of hers. Can't Stand the Rain. Are we talking about featured songs as well?
You can.
First album.
She got a song called there's a song by the group 702 called Stilo that features Missy. I think Missy might have produced it and wrote it. I love that song as well. What else? Monica's So Gone. She wrote and produced that. I love that. So a lot of my favorites are songs that she might not even be on, but her pen's on it. What else? 1 Minute Man. I love. Why You All in My Grill. I love that tune. Why You All in My Grill.
So Yemi, what's some of your favorite ones?
Yeah. So I've got Beat Me 911.
Yeah,
I've got All in My Grill. Don't Sing. They Don't Want to Fuck With Me.
I got that.
What else have I got? I've got Sock It To Me, obviously Work It. Fun fact about Work It, you know the revert there, that is her saying, "Is your pussy wet?"
Oh,
What?
Yep.
I heard it
watching.
was a slip thing where they fucked up the recording.
No, so basically what happened was she was on an interview with Sway around the same time she won the Video Vanguard Award, and she basically dropped that. They basically reversed "Is your pussy wet?" and that's what it sounded like, reversed.
What? Yeah, yeah.
yo, Mo, why do you know those words?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on now. Anyway, some of my favorites. I've got Dog and Heat with Red and Meth. She got Down Flow on Cookbook. She got a song called Party Time. And I love the flow she went on it with first and second verse. So I've got that here. And I've got what you guys said, 1 Minute Man's up there.
That's another thing, like the different flows, the different deliveries.
Yeah, bro. On Party Time, her flow is dumb.
So versatile.
Like, it doesn't make sense. The way she switched up her flow on that song, it was just ridiculous. And she's got rappers on the album. She got Red and Meth on the album. It's like she's kept it consistent. Do you know what I mean? Like she kept it very consistent.
She even had a young Eminem on one album as well.
Yeah, the second one.
Keep that.
It's actually a decent tune.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of my other favourite songs. Hit 'Em With The He. Izzy Ah.
Is that the name of a song?
Yeah.
Izzy Ah.
Yeah.
You just wanted to say it, didn't you?
No, that's the name of the tune.
No, I'm saying though. You did just want to say it.
There's just so much music, man. I think those are like my favourites. Those are like my go-tos.
Did you guys know Missy produced for Take 5?
No.
Take 5?
Yeah.
You Take 5?
I'm bugging. I thought it was that English group. And then I clocked it wasn't.
Oh, that's
I thought
5.
it was Take That. I thought it was Take That.
Oh, okay.
You know all these white guys sound alike, fam?
I thought you meant 5.
No, I saw Take 5. I said, wait, Take That. And then I clocked after. I said, oh, wait a minute.
Take That. Take 5. Another favourite song of mine is Hot Boys. Hot Boys
Yeah,
is dope.
yeah, that's a.
That was a dope one.
I'm surprised we didn't say that, actually.
So, does Missy have an Achilles heel? If there was anything that you feel like she could improve on or do differently, or something that she puts in her music that you just don't like, what would it be?
I don't want to keep shit on them, but Magoo. To be fair, he was good on Beat Me Number.
We're not doing that, bro.
You
We're not
can't
doing
blame
that.
Missy for Magoo.
I blame Timbaland.
No, I was saying, but she put him on the records, innit? So
I blame
it's just like,
Timbaland.
that was her choice. That was her creative choice. She didn't have to do that. I'm just saying.
Could she
Shout
have been
out
more
Magoo.
selfish? Looking at what she's produced, could she have been more selfish with the production?
In terms of what?
Keeping some to herself?
Nah.
I don't think so.
Bro, look what she's got for herself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Still be stingy with it.
Nah, man. Nah. I think what she did
It fit the people.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
right.
fit the
It was right because Monica's so gone. It's not so gone if it's Missy's tune, even though Missy penned it and produced it. Still,
Doesn't Missy have you know, Desert Storm? A Desert Storm remix song. I forgot what it's called.
do you know what I would like? I would like an R&B album with her singing because I really like her singing voice.
I feel like she gives us enough to last us though. So you know how like Drake tries to do that R&B rappy sort of thing, with very varied results. I think Missy always gave us the perfect blend of both. Gave you enough to, you know,
to be
love
happy,
love the R&B side and love the rap side.
Yeah.
So, but saying that, I wouldn't mind an R&B album. That'd be cool. I'm not sure if she does have one. You know,
Well, an R&B album.
no. As far as an Achilles heel, I think everything about her I love. There's nothing that I would take away. There's nothing I don't think I would add to it. I suppose maybe testing herself out with more lyrical rappers, but she's kind of done that anyway. So
I think I would like for her to maybe space out the production a bit more.
What do you
So
mean?
not just stick with Tim and maybe not just do it herself. Maybe branch out. Maybe get with like a Kanye.
ooh, the J. Cole complex.
No, it's not the complex at all.
You just
'cause
wanna
she-
see
'cause
what
she does
happens.
it perfectly.
You
Cole
just-
don't do it perfectly.
You just want to see what happens.
Yeah, I want to see like what would come from that.
So who would you want her to work with?
I would love to hear her and Kanye, her and Puff. I would love that. She's worked with Pharrell.
You think maybe obviously she's worked with other artists outside of Tim, but you think in a way she's kind of boxed herself in on the Tim production to where, for me anyway, it might be a bit, not difficult, but it might be a bit, well, it would definitely be interesting to hear her on other production, but I'm not sure if it'll bang the same sort of thing. So maybe she's booked herself in to the Timbo production to where it sounds so good that she might not necessarily sound as good on other production. If you see what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I think it would be tough. It would be tough for other producers to kind of reach that benchmark. But I mean, I trust Missy. I trust that, you know, she's produced enough quality music to where I feel like she'd get the best out of whatever producer she works with. So it would be different for sure. It wouldn't be Tim, but I'd want to hear it though. I don't think she's got an Achilles heel at all. I think her form of artistry is flawless, man. She in her own way, she does it all. Do you know what I mean? And she produces greatness from it. So I wouldn't change anything. Yeah, nah. I don't really care for her working with more rappers. Maybe producing more full albums for artists as opposed to like
Songs
tracks.
here and there.
Yeah, maybe like a full album. Like I'd want, and that's gonna, you know, move on to the next topic. But yeah, I'd like for maybe even more like current rappers or singers to like just executive produce my shit and let Missy do that because I feel like she can.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
So why do we think ultimately she doesn't get the credit she deserves? Generally.
See, I think she does. I think those that know. If you're ahead, then you will give her that credit. I think because she's not as current now, she's not as present, it's easy to forget. But
when you get stuff like the Vanguard Award and
yeah, it brings you back to
Yeah.
it brings it back to the forefront of
Yeah.
your mind. But
I think she gets respect from the people she looks from it for.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say she deserves more credit. She is up there with the greats and those that know, innit?
No, but I still feel...
But should more people know?
Always. But
I guess that just goes down to generationals. A generational thing where obviously, you know, the more detached you are from certain generations, you're not going to care about what's going on over there. You're worried about what's going on in your space and what's going on in the game right now.
Yeah.
I tend to agree. Like, if you know, you know, and the people that give her credit. I kind of wish that her name was involved in more of those GOAT conversations, because I don't think it is as much as it probably could.
Is it because of her style of rapping? Because I think generally when we talk about GOATs, there's a certain kind of person that's in that conversation. Because Missy, the way she delivers her bars, you wouldn't think it's like lyrical miracle in it, but there's obviously skill there. Is it because it's not so straightforward, so it's easy to not put her in it, or is it because she's a victim of her own success, where she's just had hits after hits after hits that you forget that there's actually bare integrity in her music, very artistic integrity in her music. It's not just hit songs.
I think it's the second thing you said.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's because of the hits. It could skew people's opinion to where all they do is make hits.
Do you know how fucked up that is? You can have so many hits here to where people overlook you and think you're just a hit maker. You don't really...
But I actually think it's a bit of both. I think it's that, but it's also the fact of, because she has so many different styles and she might not necessarily be seen as lyrical. And if we're talking the GOATs, a big part of that is the bars. It's not necessarily the artistry. So in that respect, she kind of suffers because obviously she's not the most lyrical person in the world. But at the same time, the fact that she's made hits and hits and hits probably does dilute the fact that this is actually a serious artist who not only can rap, but is the overall package. So,
but with to cut you off. See, and that makes me want to talk about the lyrical conversation, because just because someone isn't like rhyming like multi-syllable patterns every bar, does that mean they're not lyrical?
Hell no.
Isn't being lyrical the ability to paint a picture?
Yeah, 100%.
In a skillful way.
Yeah.
And does Missy not do that?
But I think this is where the old heads have kind of corrupted the conversation, because the old heads will say real hip hop, real bars, all this, that, and the other. And that is basically what dictates the conversation of what GOATs are. I think if we're talking artistically, overall packages, the GOAT conversations would be different, period. Yeah. The people that we name will not be there.
Yeah, 100%. If you change the context to overall package, you're not naming half of the people you name now.
And listen, when I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm talking to myself as well, purely because a lot of rappers that I love are quote unquote lyrical. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I'm talking to myself too, but I think I'm also challenging myself and whoever's listening that does have that belief that there are other ways to be lyrical than the usual. And I think Missy demonstrates that, if anything.
Mm-hmm. She definitely does. And I think a lot of artists of her ilk do as well. But again, the hits, the visuals and all that might tend to distract you from the fact that what she's actually talking about and the way she's talking about things. But yeah, man, I just feel like her name should be up in those conversations a lot more. Maybe if we were talking complete package, then we would be talking about a lot more. But I guess that's where the conversation is right now. And if we get to a point where we're discussing overall package rather than just the bars, then we'll probably get more of her getting the credit she deserves, especially around like younger generations as well that might not necessarily be privy to her. So yeah, it's a mad one. But
yeah, salute to one of the GOATs.
Yeah, man. Salute to Missy, man. There's been no one like her, and there will never be anyone like her. Listeners, I implore you to listen to her first album if you haven't. Super Duper Fly.
Super Duper.
And start from there, basically. Like her albums, her guest features, some of the stuff she's written for other artists. Like there's a career there. 97 to 05. Like it was a time to be alive if you're Missy Elliot for sure.
And I'd love someone to do a deep dive in Missy, man. Like just sit down with her and talk about her.
She doesn't do many interviews.
Yeah, man. I don't see. That's another problem as well, I guess, when we talk about why people don't mention Missy as much. It's because it's out of sight, out of mind, I guess.
Yeah.
Where forget the music, we don't even see her face in interviews.
Yeah. Like
you don't see her on the Hot 97s or whatever. You just don't see her. And I would love for her to sit down with someone and go through. Whether it's an hour and a half, it needs to be. Like she can sit down for a while and talk about her career.
Well, she's an artist anyway, so artists aren't that vocal like that, and they don't necessarily chat their shit as much as.
I wish someone could pull it out of her. Just sit down with her and just do something to where we get information.
What's her best album?
Super Duper Fly.
Super Duper Fly.
Okay.
What was you gonna say?
Because I know BBC used to do this thing called classic albums where they sat down with Pink Floyd, where they did Dark Side of the Other Moon or something like that.
Dark Side of the Moon.
That's it. The Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt. I think they might have done Led Zeppelin. Maybe to get what Mo's talking about would do something like that with her, where somebody sits with her to really pick apart that first album, the creative process, like, you know, the production and, you know, studio sessions. Maybe that's how to do it.
Yeah. There's also a Spotify series called Dissect, which dissects not even classic albums, but seminal albums of the last few decades, track by track each week.
Yeah.
Something like that would be great for Super Duper Fly. Just talking about, not even interviewing her, but just a person, a talking head, breaking down every song, the themes, maybe put in some interview footage and all that kind of stuff, just to give you an overall feel and package of how she created it, the themes and all that stuff as well, which I think would be dope. So basically, Mo, you'd want her to be more vocal about her greatness.
Yeah, I just want someone to sit down with her and kind of delve into how she feels about her career and delve into how she looks back at it, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying she hasn't. I'm just saying I wish, I guess, a few more outlets can just sit with her. Because they do it. I've seen them sit down with bare artists. 90% of them are whack. You could sit down with Missy and look back at her career and just, I guess, give her flowers that way as well. Like, I want her to know she's appreciated.
Maybe like a Red Bull Academy interview.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Anything, just to kind of appreciate her and, I guess, get stories that we never heard or just see how she looks back at it.
Well, she knows she's a legend.
Yeah.
A couple of interviews I've seen, she talks about owning 7 houses and paying them all off, sort of thing. So she chats her shit when she wants to.
I remember seeing MTV Cribs, Missy, back in the day. Do you remember? I remember she done Cribs and she had a Ferrari bed. That's what I remember.
She had a Ferrari bed.
I think, if I remember memory serves me correct, her bed was like a big, not actual Ferrari, but like shaped in something, a car sign. I remember her yard was mad. But hey, man, I might be completely off.
Again, it speaks to how dope her personality is and how eccentric she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to quote this interview I read of hers from Elle, where she basically says, I've been through so many stumbling blocks to build a legacy, so I wouldn't want to do something just to fit in, because I never fit in. And I think that captures the essence of Missy to a T. Someone who never conformed, someone who was different, used that difference to build a legacy, become one of the greatest living artists outside of rap, in rap, ever, period.
Yeah, I would love to find out from her how she maneuvered the music industry. Like, it's a male-dominated industry, and to have achieved the success that she did, the creative control, I would just want to understand how she did it. Just because men are shit if we deep it. Do you know what I mean? So how is she able to like kind of get through that? Because I feel like whenever we speak of female MCs, there's always some sort of issue with creative control or you know, a stain of being accused of having like a male pen behind you. Missy never really had that. So I'd like to know how she was able to stay true to herself through it all. And, you know, ensure that she had creative control.
That would be interesting. I like to think she just had a lot of great people around her that protected her.
Yeah.
Along with being very strong-minded herself and knowing what she wanted from her career and getting it, basically. But yeah, a deep dive like that would be interesting for sure. Just hearing more of her side of the story, basically. Like Mo said, how she views herself, how she views her career, how she views the game generally. That'd be dope. And it's good to see that she's giving love to like the youngers as well. Like someone like Bree One-Way, who's like a UK singer, very budding. Like she gave her a feature on her last project. She didn't have to do that, but she's showing love to people who show love to her. So that's another thing about Missy. Like you can't find anyone that has a bad thing to say about her.
Yeah.
Like, and that's hard in this music industry. So, you know, again, speaks to her character, speaks to her talent. So yeah,
man, big up Missy.
Big up Missy.
Big up Missy, Misdemeanor Elliot. We appreciate you. But yeah, let's move on to the fun topic of today. So sticking with the Missy theme, we're going to take it in turns to basically pick artists that we would love for Missy Elliot to executive produce an album of theirs. So we're going to start with the architect of this topic, Pete.
I've got a couple.
Or can't ever just.
I mean, I've got a couple too.
Yeah, or both of you. Don't everyone just come with one. Hella extravagant. For
I mean, you should know by now that we don't do that.
Yeah, you might have hella extravagant.
You might have started that though.
What, coming with more than one?
Yeah, that's the maddest thing.
How ironic.
Hey man, we
Do you know
move
what I
in
mean?
here. Now I stick to task.
Boy,
Can't wait to hear you say though. We go.
bruv. No,
This is not an anti-Magoo podcast, listeners.
It's just
Indian flute's a banger. If you haven't heard Magoo Indian flute, check it out.
Alright, cool. If you haven't listened to Magoo, don't.
Alright, so my first pick, who I'd love for Missy Elliot to like executive produce her own album, Little Sims. I thought that would just be dope, man. That would be a nice marriage of, you know, contemporary and I don't want to call Missy old school, but so what's another way to say
Old school.
Veteran?
Hall of Fame.
seasoned?
Season.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that'd be a dope connection. I mean, I love Sims. Yeah, I'll just enjoy it. I would love to hear like the sort of sounds that Missy would present to her. And I feel like it would kind of pull Sims outside her comfort zone as well, because I think Missy would give her stuff that she hasn't done before. So yeah, I think it'll be dope. And then my second pick, even though they've worked together, I'm surprised they haven't worked together more. But Busta Rhymes, because I feel like they're quite similar in certain ways. They both are quite animated. I used to refer to Missy's like overall production. Her music is like, it reminds me of an elegant circus, and
Okay.
I feel like
You put it in now.
and I feel like, yeah, man, her and Busta, like I don't know, they're just like,
They've got the same kind of energy.
yeah, man, they're just, I don't know, they're connected. I just connect them for some reason. So I feel like Missy producing like a whole album for Busta would sound dope.
The energy will be disgusting. Can you imagine the energy in the production room? Them two together.
Yeah. Fam, what?
The ad-libs will get in that album. I'll be dumb.
I'm telling you, man.
Have a whole skit of just the ad-libs.
And then Ludacris, who's
Oh,
also
free.
Yeah, free. Ludacris, man. I think he's from that family tree of animation, but you know, still being very, very talented. And I feel like Luda and Missy would be a nice connection too. So
That'd be
still
dope,
rap?
man.
don't do that.
He was on
I'm joking.
Conway's last album. This new album. It wasn't great, but we move. Come on, Pete. You're shaking your head, but it wasn't great.
That was disrespectful, man.
It wasn't great, though, was it?
I didn't listen.
What do you mean you didn't listen? Did you turn it off when his verse came true?
Yeah, man.
Oh, come on, man. Shout out Ludacris, though.
Yeah, big up Luda.
Mohammed?
I was similar to you, so I thought, let me do kind of someone that raps now, and I guess Missy, who, you know what I mean, innit? And I went for Rhapsody. And the reason why, I just thought them two, I guess, together, I would like to see what they come up with. Because we know how good Rhapsody's pen is. And Rhapsody's already got one of the GOATs producing, helping her anyway. But we know how good her pen is. I think with someone like Missy, who's, I guess, so out of the box, I'd love to see what these two could kind of mesh up with if Rhapsody went out of her comfort zone just a little bit with a Missy production or a Missy video. And do you know what I mean? Just to see what them two could come up with together. I think that'd be amazing. You've got a GOAT, got two, who's Rhapsody's going to end up being on the GOAT list eventually. So them two together, it'll be magic. And I'd love to see what they could come up with, because I think it'll be different, especially for Rhapsody as well.
That'll be good. That'll be very good.
So you've only got one?
Hey man, I came with a task. What do you want
Wow.
me to do? Bro, I had a task to do, and I've done my task.
All right, cool.
Right, Terminator.
I do my job.
Yeah, I feel you. I've got two.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh. One more than Mo, one less than Pete. Right in the middle. So my first one, another one who's kind of a new artist, who's kind of from that animation eccentric tree that, you know, Missy pretty much planted. Tierra Whack. Tierra Whack is a dope rapper, visual artist, and she very much like is like, if Missy had like a representative for the new school, it would be Tierra Whack. Like, not only is she lyrically on point, but visually she's got it down to a T. And I feel like it's not even a thing where she would get her out of her comfort zone. They would just fit together. Like, their worlds would just fit.
Have they ever done anything together?
No. Tierra Whack hasn't released a whole lot of music. She dropped like one album that was like 15 minutes long, and then she it's just been Lucy since then. But that would be super dope. Like the kind of music, actual music that would be coming out of that like project or whatever would just be sensational, I feel like. So you mesh those worlds together, yeah, man, I think we'd have a banger on our hands.
There we go.
And my second choice, is another one from the new school.
Here we go. Who is it?
It's good. It's Doja Cat. I feel you.
What's wrong with my habit?
I feel you. He couldn't wait, could he? Listeners, you had to see this guy. This guy was itching. He pushed his mic out. He jumped to the soundboard, bro.
That's all I want to say.
But yeah, Tierra Whack. Not Tierra Whack. Sorry. Doja Cat. Yeah, Doja Cat. Another one, man. I feel like she is talented enough to hook up with Missy and make magic, man. No matter what your views are on Doja Cat as a person, as an artist, she's very interesting in that respect. She takes risks. She's animated. She's eccentric.
She takes risks, all right?
Yeah, nice one. Timing's impeccable. So yeah, man, she's definitely like from that tree as well, and I feel like they would make some magic together. And I feel like it would just be a vibe, man. Like even if you don't necessarily like Doja Cat as a person or even as an artist, if you have like a Doja Cat project produced by Missy Elliot, yeah, man, that'll make heads turn for sure. So yeah, I'll go with Doja Cat as well. So shout out to those guys.
I mean, interesting pick.
100%.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm trying to think outside the box, you know?
I respect it.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, I respect it. How can I not respect someone's opinion? Oh, do I respect Doja Cat?
Yeah.
Hell no. But
You don't respect his opinion either.
I do respect his opinion.
Not as far as Doja Cat.
I don't listen to Doja Cat personally. When you get your feet out on camera, I don't listen to you. Don't fight me, innit?
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to this very short and very sweet episode. Before we go, do you guys want to shout anybody out, as is customary?
Not today, nah.
Not Cleo Soul?
I mean, always, but not today, nah.
Okay, so it's got to the point where we don't even have to shout out Cleo Soul. It's just there. It's just there.
Yeah.
All right, but I just wanted to shout Meek Mill for that tweet. That tweet was hilarious.
Horrendous.
I mean, it's just the fact that people are losing faith in him and they're tweeting about it as well.
Boy, this album better be bang.
This album
better bang.
I don't think it is.
Hey, man. I don't have no one to shout.
I love how P has nothing to say about this at all.
He's checked out.
Clearly.
He's checked out the Meat Meal train.
It is what it is.
His return ticket.
He's itching to say something.
He said, let me go home.
He's itching to say something. Just let it out, P.
I said, where can I order?
Don't look at me like that. Just speak. Just speak.
This guy tweet, where can I order vibration boxes from?
Just speak your mind. It doesn't have to make the pod.
Meek, man.
Yeah, bro, it's upsetting. It's upsetting.
Bro, like I was early on Meek, man, from the Flamers days.
Why are we doing that?
Bro,
I remember,
Meek was my guy.
Bro, I remember
Meek was my guy. Flamers free. When he had the braids, bro. Meek was my guy, man. So
it's done.
I'm still a Meek guy, but
hey, man.
I just don't like what I'm seeing.
I'm gonna listen to his music. I realize he's a corny guy.
So, listeners, I'll just read out the tweet that basically got social media in uproar. Meek Mill tweeted, "I need vibrating panties with the remote. LOL. They on Amazon? ? LOL."
So he could have just typed this in. He couldn't type the second part on Google.
So that's the reason why Peter is crestfallen right now at the thought of Meek Mill, basically.
He's just a different type of guy, man.
He is.
He's still giving me
that's all
amazing. He's still giving me good albums.
I think this is the result of Diddy calling him daddy. Since then,
I think that's the result of back to back.
What, you think he ain't been the same since?
It's not been the same since Drake took him out, bro. I'm telling you. He has not been the same. Deep it. People think I'm crazy. Drake killed him. He went to jail. He's come back a different human being. It's a lot. You've died you got killed here. You go prison for a while. He's not going to be the same guy, man. Salute to him, though.
He lost Nicki. And then And then he slipped down the stairs.
Nah, I ain't letting you down
man.
I'm just saying, bro. It's a calamity of errors when it comes to Meek Mill.
But then he gave me championships, and I like that album personally, so.
That was a good album.
He knows how to rap. It's just,
his extracurriculars are interesting, to say the least.
Hey, man, salute to him, but anyway.
We move. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening. Yeah, man. Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Thank you for listening once again, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Until then, follow us on Twitter at RLDpod. Follow us on Instagram at rhymeslikedimespodcast. And yeah, get in touch with your boys, and salute to Missy one more time. Take care, stay safe, and peace.
Super duper fly. Super duper fly.
That's a 10 out of 10 ending.
He couldn't just let me live.
You could not. Honestly, I think that was a great way to end it.